Howdy. It is Saturday at 2. So how are we doing today? Today is a prep for Saturday. I should have made that a little clearer in the email. I see people posting about that. I'm Carolyn J. Carpenter at Hollywood Gatekeepers. We are doing just a quick Facebook Live today to talk about the masterclass that we're doing on Saturday for mastering your money. So they go hand in hand today. It's just a prep for that, so that you can kind of get an idea of what we are going to do on Saturday. I hope that makes more sense now. I saw a couple people were confused by that. Sorry about that. Should have been clear in the email. So, well, hey there. Hey there, Facebook user. I don't know who that is. Right? I don't know how, if you see StreamYard.com at the top, click on that. You should be able to add your name to the little thing there. And then that way your name will show if I do it. So yeah, like that. So that's what I see. I had to translate it from Carolyn Speak. It does need to translate. You're stuck in Facebook user. Hi from what? Hi from the Vegas City bus again? Are you on a bus in Vegas City? Is that what you mean? That's awesome. So we are streaming live into Facebook and into YouTube because that's how we roll. So I just want to say hello to people as they come in. Hey, Scotland, what's happening? So yes, today we're going to talk a bit about money, because money. Hey, because money is so money, right? Totally dated myself with that reference. That was such a good one too. And a really good one. It's interesting. I'm not sure why. Just let me know who you are, or just say your name if you're coming as a Facebook user. I do not have much of a voice. I apologize because I just got back from Eben Pagan's. Sorry about that. My thing is ding. Turn that off. Eben Pagan's event extravaganza or extravaganza, depending on where you're from virtual coach. So to be certified as a virtual coach. And there's Doug, yay. So it was intense. It was 5 days, I guess, of coaching, like learning how to coach, watching people be coached, talking about coaching, talking about human behavior, talking about how can we, he's very passionate. He's my coach and he's very passionate. He and his wife, who's phenomenal and fierce, about changing the world. You know, we have a little goal, but we are learning how to help people through transition, because most of us are in transition most of the time. So how can we be that kind of force to help writers, help readers, help producers, help directors, actors, whomever, because that's what we focus on. The conference itself focused on coaching in general. Yeah, it was amazing. But we focus on coaching writers because that's what we are training here for. Readers can also be writing coaches. So we just felt that it was a good thing to double down on because it provides a very solid living and career. If you don't want to go the production route, you can be a coach, a writing coach. And so I've doubled down on that. I'm part of Brooke Castillo's Life Coach Scholars. I just got I should have done show and tell. Shoot. Next week. Or not. Next week I'll be in New York. But anywho, I'm part of Brooke Castillo's Life Coach School, and I'm now a VIP member of that. So I just got a package today of all of her goodies and stuff. She is amazing as well. So those are the two coaching modalities that I study. I've had private coaches, Rick Mulready, who's awesome. He has an accelerated program. I went through that. And then, but I'm being certified with Eben Pagan as a coach. And so, Eben Pagan. So, yay, it was you all along. Should have known. So that's a very good question that we're going to cover on Saturday, Facebook user. We just, yes, actually, Ed, yes, I'm leaving Tuesday, yeah. So, yeah, it was an amazing conference, an amazing thing about coaching. And so the Mastering Your Money session is actually like, what does it have to do with reading, right? It's kind of in response to this new diving into coaching. So that's where we're at with that. So basically, I wanted to talk to you because readers are self-employed for the most part. It is possible to get a reading gig where you're working for one studio or a company or whatever, and that's your 9 to 5 or 11 to 7 is more likely in Hollywood, but you know that you're just working at one place. But even if you are doing that, the nature of the position, because it's creative and because even in a studio system, you are going from project to project because no movie lasts forever, right? You don't have like a 30-year movie like you do a 30-year job. So you are moving from project to project to project. Hence, things fluctuate a lot and people can come in and go, hey, you were great at this. Can you look at this? And can you read this screenplay? And would you like to do that? And there's just this constant ebb and flow, ebb and flow of the whole thing. So we thought it would be appropriate, you know, to talk about, you know, that lifestyle of being a reader. Yeah. So upstate. Oh no, I'll be in the city. Manhattan, baby. Yeah. Okay, email me. So good. Hi, Elaine and Sally and everyone. I didn't know. So Sally must be one of my Facebook users. So, and then we can, hey there. Woo-hoo. So, yeah, so there you have it. So, distracted. Pardon me. Hang on. I have notes. See? Right here. Notes. Because I'm prepared. Who is it? Oh, Letterman, right? That does that. It's annoying. Sorry, that's probably really loud for you. Apologize. Evan Pagan Flow. Get it? Evan Flow. Anyway. So we thought we would do this training because readers are entrepreneurs, writers are entrepreneurs, everyone in the space. And who doesn't? Well, some people don't, but many people have things that they want to deal with money. Money is something that everybody deals with. Who doesn't deal with money? Even people who renounce money are dealing with money. That's how they're dealing with it. So everyone deals with money or exchange, currency exchange, however you want to view it. But we all have this culturally, pretty much in every culture, there's some sort of exchange that happens. And so people have their own things that go with that. And so we thought, what a good topic to tackle, right? So we'll be doing this. It's in follow-up to our 2020 planning that we did in January. We did the 2020 vision planning session. So we thought, you know, let's do these quarterly. And so this month we're going to do money. And then in the third quarter, we'll do something else. And the fourth quarter, we'll do something else. I don't even know what it'll be yet. We'll just figure that out. But on the vision planning session, which if you haven't seen that, it's at hollywoodgatekeepers.net/2020 vision. Ding, ding. So you can look at that. If it's up still, you can watch the replay if you want, totally free. Lots of handouts, things to do. It's not too late. It's not March yet. It doesn't matter. It's never too late to plan. You know, you can plan. So, oh boy. Oh boy, money. So good. So as Pink Floyd's Money starts to play. Okay, anyway. I did a gymnastics routine to that. It's kind of funny when you think about it. It's kind of foreshadowing the future of doing a money training, but I would do gymnastics to money. So good. It's weird. Okay, anyway. So I think it will be, let's use giant ray stones. Did I say that right? Ray stones, as they do in Micronesia. Please. I want one. What's it worth to you? So we created this training, and what we thought, I'm going to read like a list for you at kind of at the end. We'll end it with that. But we're basically, once you register, you will get a masterclass manual because that's how we roll around here. So you'll get a, I have no voice. I sound like Kermit the Frog. I'm so sorry. It's from talking so much at the conference. Really? That's interesting. Okay. We're talking about of the money song. You have an unpublished demo of the money song. Sorry. We're also in YouTube where they can't see the chat, this chat. Well, some people, no, it looks like everybody's in the Facebook chat right now. Pardon people on YouTube. So we really did figure that this would be a good, follow-up to the planning session. And so when you download, there'll be some exercises right out the gate. And I thought maybe we'd go through those exercises today, but then as I was looking at it, I thought, it's a little bit too much for what we have here, the time we have and kind of the vibe that we have here. So take a look at that. Go ahead and go to, do I have it here? No. I do not, but I will. Joy. Oh, Joy. Would you mind putting in the chat? www.hollywoodgatekeepers.net/mastering your money. Ding. So we'll do mastering your money. And then when you register for that, it's all free. When you register for that, you'll get the masterclass manual or the mastering your money manual. And there'll be some questions for you to get started, things for you to think about before Saturday. And then we're going to try kind of a new format that we've never done before. Typically, as you know, when we do these, it's me hammering away and then you guys being smart and clever in the chat. But this time, we're going to try something new. I want to see your chat. Hang on, I'm missing things. Yay, thank you, Joy. Okay, just making sure that that's right. Because I keep writing mastering you money. It's not the same. We're mastering you money. That's what it should be. I'm going to master you. Damn it. So, yeah. So on Saturday, we're going to try a different format where I will ask a question or give you a prompt, and then we'll be like, I'll put a little screen up. We're going to actually take the time and do it together. I think in this particular topic, there's something that will be more powerful in actually writing it down, whether you're doing it on your laptop, your tablet, your phone, piece of paper, envelope, back of a receipt, whatever it might be, that you're actually writing it down in real time as we go. So it will be 2 hours, a little bit longer than normal trainings that we do. There will be a replay, so we'll have that posted for you if you miss it, but really you won't benefit it as much in the replay, because then I'll ask anyone who's comfortable, and if you're not comfortable, totally don't have to, but anybody who's comfortable to kind of share any ahas or moments that they had, because more than likely the ahas and things that people have will be universal on some level. So, and I'll share some of my own as well. So, so yeah, super, yay. I should put that back up there though, huh? Yeah, I think it will be powerful. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a new way. It's one of the ways that actually Eben Pagan coaches us. He's he actually talks like this. And then he talks like this. He repeats things and he says things very slowly. And there's times, and it's interesting, I was about to say, there's times I actually speed him up when I'm watching his videos, but it was interesting being there with him a second time now live, but this time I actually like had dinner, like we had like a little, it was pretty insane. I'll post a picture of it later, but like brainstorming a dinner session, like 5 of us. But on camera, so he'll be talking, blah, 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 and then he'll be like, okay, camera rolling, and then he like goes into his Eben Pagan thing that I know from a couple of years of studying just his courses and videos. He is an online marketer who teaches how to create an online business, which we needed to know in order to do this. And so he's married to a relationship coach, and now they're coming together to create several programs. Reinvention is one, right? Reinvention. And then virtual coaching is what I'm in right now. And then he has one called Love Dojo that's for relationships. So together they're incredible. She's the fiercest woman I think I've ever met in terms of really slow talkers of America. In terms of really like, I'm learning from her, and it's something I quite admire that I want to do for you, in that, because it feels so natural to me in this group, and especially in screen readers, but in this group too, feeling like just standing for your greatness is what she calls it. And I absolutely love that. And it's gonna make me cry, because that's how I feel when we do this. Like, we are standing for your greatness. We know that whether you're a writer, a reader, whatever it is, we know how powerful you are. We know that you can take whatever you want to do into your own hands and just do it. We know that. It's like, I have zero doubt that that's possible. And so I will never take anyone's excuses for an excuse. Like, it's whatever. If there's an excuse there, it's just something for us to kind of work through. And I have to learn how to temper myself and not. I was coaching someone today and I was like, stop that. And I was like, no, that's not helpful. Stop that. So that's the Bob Newhart style of coaching, right? Have you seen that episode where they're like, well, I'm having all these problems. Okay, stop that. That was me today. So I'm learning. But I really, really do, really fiercely want to stand for your magnificence, and know that you, in my opinion, and in my eyes, I will never see anything other than that. It's like, kind of like you do, and you do with a young child, but as you as your kids grow, when your parents, even as much as you do stand for that magnificence and you want to be that thing for them, once they stop doing what you're telling them to do, like they think they're people, but there can be some friction, and whereas in this case, it's like there's no like it's so easy. There's no judgment. I can stand and be that person who has no judgment, and really in terms of money, oh my goodness, zero judgment, no judgment, zero, none whatsoever. So come together with us on Saturday and let's work on this. So that we can determine what is your money story. So that's something, I'm not going to give you the handout now. I want you to think about it. But basically, what is your money story, and kind of what was your family's money story growing up? What were the things that they told you? What were the things that you've carried forward? And I'm going to read you kind of a list of things that people say about money. And one of the interesting things when I was researching for this, and I'm actually in a phenomenal Mastering Your Money thing with James Wedmore. And he has Mind Your Business podcast. And he just kind of threw out this little course. It's a 30-day thing. And I'm on day 13. Today was day 13. And actually, it's all recorded. So I could do all 30 days in one day, which is, I know this will come as a shock, but that's my mode of operandi, where I'm like racing through things. I'm forcing myself to go through it one day at a time and really sit with each thing. And it's been just life-changing, super cool. Exactly, Ed. Perhaps we'll find some stories about money while we find our money stories. So true, right? And all of this kind of everything we do in Hollywood Gatekeepers and Hollywood Screenreaders and Finish now, is to also to reflect our own life, but then take that same thing and put it into stories. Because when you dive into your own life and you really look at your stories, you look at your money, you look at where you're at, then when you go to write a story, you'll be writing so many, the characters that you write will be so much more authentic, because you'll just have a better understanding of life. And I think if we could be brave and dive into our own crap and look at our money issues and look at what's going on and like really kind of see, oh, wait, because this is what I think we'll find a lot of the times, that's not a money issue. That's a boundary issue. Or that's not because of money. That's because I don't feel worthy. Like they're not related a lot of the times, like in terms of per Castillo's circumstance, right? But we relate them and we believe something about ourselves, and then we manifest that in how we handle money. And so I really want to get into, and it's a little woo-woo, but it's really not. Like I'm not going to go down this, sit and meditate, as much as I think it's true, but sit and meditate and the whole world will come to you. But the idea that the things that we believe about ourselves, the things that we do in our lives are because of how we believe about things we believe about ourselves. So if we can really understand what the beliefs we have, and it's not even, we kind of joke that it's therapy, but to me, therapy is kind of some of that, where you're looking back and you're trying to understand your life. But really, this kind of coaching is taking all the things that you may know or not know, starting from here today, right now, going, okay, I have all this from whatever. So whether you had, traumatic things happen in your life, most of us have had some sort of trauma in our life. So we have these traumatic things that happen in our lives. What is that going to mean for you? What are you going to choose that to mean for you moving forward? Because to me, that is a choice. So you have people that had horrible things happen to them, and you have people that define themselves by those horrible things. And then you have people that don't define themselves by those horrible things. And there's I don't know if it's actually true, but there's the story of the two twins that had an alcoholic father that was abusive. One of the twins grows up to be an alcoholic, and one of the twins grows up to be not an alcoholic, and as a matter of fact, an advocate against it. And both of them, the twins are asked, why did you turn out this way? They both say, did you see my father? So it's like that understanding of, oh, conscious blaming, this thing happened. If I had some trauma in my childhood, if I hadn't had that trauma, I never would have started writing. Writing was my savior. Writing was my voice. Writing was my way through it. So I had a car accident that led me down the path of being a reader, right? Like, what? It's so cool, right? I think it's so cool. So it is just this idea to me that it's not this woo-woo thing. It is very systematic, and it is very tangible and real. And that's really what we want to kind of dig into. It's a universal human constant. So true. Yeah. And money things can make great stories, because what lies within lies without. Exactly. And yeah, conscious blaming, right? That's such a good one. Sorry, I don't know who that is, Facebook user. Conscious blaming, I absolutely love that one because it is like, yeah, that thing happened and I'm going to blame that for my writing career. I love that concept of like, if I hadn't had this car accident, maybe I would have found reading, maybe not. I don't know. Had a car accident, started writing to kind of get through it, entered a contest. I mean, there are some steps in there that I took. I actually wrote the screenplay. I actually took the chance and entered the contest. I actually went to the conference that was attached to the conference. I actually went like to the panel at the conference. I actually listened and took notes. I mean, there were many steps along the way. And then I was like, a reader? What's a reader? Oh, I want to be that guy. And then I went and did that. So there are steps to it and choices along the way. But I spent a lot of time before that feeling sorry for myself, trying different things, being upset. I tried, like, I could do wardrobe. I was in the wardrobe union for a while, but that was too close from being I was a professional dancer before that. Being backstage doing wardrobe was too emotionally tough. So I just, because I was in such a place of self-pity for a long time. And so the writing helped me through that and then helped me into a new career. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, there's just a path, no matter what your transition is, no matter what your wacky thing that's going on. I'm way off of money, but I'm really not. I think there's a path. There's always a path. So that's what we're going to do on Monday. We're going to dive in and find out what are some of the beliefs that we have that are manifesting in our lives and helping us or not helping us with money. Because it manifests there. I think it's one of the most tangible places where we can see how we look at life is in our, if you want to know what you think about money, just look in your bank account. It's pretty right in your face. And the same kind of like relationships. If you have a ton of like really difficult, problematic relationships, if you have a lot of those all around you, what's the common denominator? Right? So it's an ability to start to look at that and start to see, and they're related. And I'm going to share some of my stories of how I've realized like, oh, like some big, like, oh crap. Some big things of like, oh yeah, I do that, don't I? And because I do that, this is manifesting in this way. Like, so it is like, it can be very humbling, but I think let's be humble together. Why not? What have we got to lose at this point, right? We only have to gain, in my opinion. So yeah, common denominator would be me in the middle of all my bad relationships. That's not true. I actually have many, many good relationships. I think people are amazing. So let's do it, shall we? Let's do the money mastery thing, and let me read the list to you. Are you ready? Do you want me to show it to you? Yeah, let's do that. I like the share screen thing for when it gets me off the thing. Chrome tab. This is what we want. Okay, here we go. You ready? So which of any of these statements, okay, the usual thing, I need to see that I can see it. Yeah. Ring true to you, or not ring true. Or do you use these, or did your parents use these? Do you hear yourself saying these? Money doesn't grow on trees, which actually is a lie because it's paper. It is. It absolutely grows on trees. Just saying. I'm not made of money, man. Rich people are greedy. It's immoral to be rich. Easy come, easy go. That's my mantra. The buck stops here. Rich people see opportunity where others see obstacles. Interesting, right? I don't have a red cent. Someone said that in here the other day, and that's what made me add it, because I had totally forgotten about that term, red cent. Really interesting, right? Money is the root of all evil. Lack of money is the root of all evil. Love of money is the root of all evil. I've heard all three of those. Anytime is a good time to make money. You can't buy happiness. Diamonds are a girl's best friend right after you can't buy happiness. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. Rich people are smart. The best things in life are free. Mad money, interesting term, right? Pay an arm and a leg. What? Money makes the world go round. A penny saved is a penny earned. I am lucky in money. I am unlucky in money. People say both. I'm good with money. I'm bad with money. That's one of mine. I'm bad with money. That's definitely something I've had to get over. You get what you pay for. Money corrupts. And what other ones can you think of? Can you guys think of any others? Can't buy happiness, but you could buy election. So I don't want to go down into politics, obviously, because that's awful and not what we're about. But you can really see people's money mindsets when you watch the debates or you watch just politicians raising money, how they go about it, what they say about it, what they say about other people, what they say about themselves. Like really some fascinating money mindset going on there. And really was bringing home to me how people are people are people, right? Doesn't matter if you're a bajillionaire. It doesn't matter if you have a red cent. It doesn't matter where you are on the spectrum. We all deal with money in a different way. We all have different ways of looking at money. And it's really, really, really interesting. Oh, no worries. But it is in the air for sure. And it is an opportunity for us creatives and us writer types. Man, right? You can't write these stories. There's so many good, small little stories that are happening along the way. So pay attention, because there's some good stuff out there. And in terms of money, it really is a good place to see how people are winning and not winning votes based on their views of money. It's really fascinating to me. You have Joel Grey running around your head. Well, that's not a bad thing. I don't think so. Isn't he getting tired? Joel Grey never gets tired. I used to love that song when I was a kid. Wait a minute, I'm seeing a theme here, right? But yeah, I think money sayings are really, really interesting. And as I was looking for money sayings, which I did, I kind of threw out the ones that I know and like love. And then when I actually started looking around, and then started realizing like how few positive things there were. Most of them were negative. So that's really interesting right there, even that. So, oh, hi, Jane. Hi, Sean. Long time no see. So, I think it's really, really interesting that that's the case. And so, yeah, think about those. Think about, do you use those? Do other people use those? Is this, what did your parents say to you? Not made of money was a big one for my mom. She said that a lot. But my dad said, you ready? Here's some such good advice from my dad. Let me, just wait. If you get into trouble, just is it apply? What do? Do you apply? Just apply. I'm going to say apply. If you get into trouble, just apply for bankruptcy. That's what it's there for. That's how the system works. You just go bankrupt. So don't worry about money. If it doesn't work out, go bankrupt. Like very young age. Said it many, many times. What's the problem? Go bankrupt, which he did like many times. And some entrepreneurs, they actually use that as a financial plan. That was his financial plan. And he did it many times, and he did it in many different ways. Businesses, personally, they have cracked down on that to some degree. Thanks, Dad. Thanks to my dad, got some laws in place. But it's an interesting mindset, right? And the mindset that no matter what you do, you operate at a loss, which is a really funny one to me too. Like, no matter what, don't pay the government money, operate from a loss. Those are his two wisdom things. So, your mom said that to use bankruptcy as a system, or not to operate at a loss, or to operate at a loss. It's an interesting concept as a business, because you don't want to pay taxes. But I just personally, I feel like I feel very privileged that I can contribute back. It's just where I stand in terms of paying taxes, and I want to be able to contribute back to the world that I live in. But it's but I'm not looking at it in terms of whatever your politics or whatever your even practices are. It's more to me to demonstrate. I was very fortunate that I had very I guess it's fortunate. It is fortunate to me because it opened up my mind. That very conflicting mindsets in my parents. My dad was a free spirit, creative, beautifully free spirit, so creative. That man could create anything. He sewed, right? Like, could create wardrobe, and like he was in his 70s. He sang as a cat, karaoke as a cat at fairs, like, and got paid for it. It's like so creative, traveling a showsman. My mom, 35 years in a job she hated. Like, it's like, talk about your extremes, right? So I think that opened me up to many, many mindsets, many, many ways of looking at money, and then me trying to find my balance within that. So yes, that's a really good idea, to bless every check that you write. Thank God that you have money to pay your bills. It's a really good, that's Sally, Facebook user. So yes, I think it is good. The more that you can look at your money, it's one of the things we'll talk about, the more that you can see any dollar that you spend as being, if you go have a meal, for instance, and you pay for that meal, part of that goes to pay the the server, and then that goes to pay their, rent. And part of it goes to the owner of the business who's providing jobs for people. And part of it goes to the rent of the establishment so we could all sit there and have lunch. Like, if you really think of every dollar you're spending as spreading to the masses, you can be more thankful for that dollar that you're spending. And so there's so many ways to look at it. There's so many ways to see spending money as not necessarily bad, receiving money as absolutely good, and not being conflicted, trying your best. There's always going to be things that are going to, no matter what, no matter how much work you do, there's always going to be little buttons. We all have our buttons, and we all have, our mindsets that are coming in that we learned. And so, and for those of us who are parents, how can we, teach our children to have as balanced as possible? The actual trickle down economics. No politics. Ixnay on the politics pay. Wow, that was weird. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So I hope that gives you an idea of just what we're going to talk about on Saturday. We are going to keep on. It's hard, right? Isn't it interesting, though, how quickly and easily we can go to politics, and how also, not that we're doing this at all, but how easily that then can polarize people instantly. So, and we get a lot of people in here say, yeah, well, ooh, that's good. Who is that Facebook user? I also do that when I take a hot shower. So grateful for clean hot water, right? Like, that's a big one. That's a big one. So good. Who is that? I can't see it. It's here. That's what it's. So tell me who that is. It's a really good one. So it's interesting. Maybe they should all just be anonymous, and I don't know who anybody is. It's an interesting way to go through this. So let's talk about that on Saturday. Let's it's just economics. And one of the things that Brooke says, thank you, Sally, and thank you, Facebook user, for telling me it was Sally. So great. I don't know. You need to click on. It says StreamYard.com. You need to click and give them permission for me to see you, so that it looks like that. Yes. No matter how bad things get, it could always be worse. No, wait, that's not what she said. No matter how bad things get, we have a lot to be grateful for. I'm sorry. I'm just demonstrating mindset, just so you know, just different ways that people look at stuff. Yeah, I think that was a good professor there that you had, Ed. I think the miracle of hot water is lost on most people. I think it's right at the very top of the post, Sally. I'm not sure. So that's what we'll do on Saturday. So definitely go to HollywoodGatekeepers.net/mastering your money. Let me find that again. And we will see you on Saturday, a couple hours. We're going to dive in, let's check it out, see what happens. Don't know where the link went. There it is. Would love to have you there. I'm really loving these kind of extra trainings that we're doing. They're really fun. It gives me a chance to practice my coaching and practice the things that I'm learning with no, Elaine, I see you. It's Sally, I don't see. You're confused about what this has to do with gatekeepers. Really good question. Because in gatekeepers, as a reader, as a writer, as a creative, you are often, kind of started out with this, maybe you popped in late, but you are often self-employed. So you are managing your own money, and you are managing your own hours, and you are managing kind of your life in that way. And it can be, especially for anyone who's had a regular 9-to-5 job, to leave that and come into this kind of creative world where there's so much fluctuation, and where you're managing, you're deciding how many hours you're going to work, you're deciding what you're going to take on, you're deciding the kinds of roles, if you want to work with producers or if you want to work as a coach for writers, like what is it that you want to do? So we feel that giving you that foundation, that's why we're doing these extra trainings, like with money, with anything that is not specifically how to analyze a screenplay, but is more about life. That's why. Because even if you're working, and you can be, there are jobs for readers where they work regular hours. Well, typically they're a little later in Hollywood, like 11 to 7, but you can get a job where you're at one place doing that one thing. However, the nature of the business, because a movie, doesn't last for 30 years, the projects are constantly ebbing and flowing, right? The projects are constantly, there's one and then the next, and the next, and then the next. Sorry. It means that it will always have that kind of fluctuating life, even in a set environment, because even when you're reading for one person straight and you're just doing that, Other people will come in and be like, I'm doing this project, I'm doing that project. You'll always have all this opportunity. Opportunity will be everywhere. And that's one of the things that you'll see. The more that you read, the more you'll see opportunities to read, to meet people, to work with people, to write, to do coaching, to all of these things. And so it really is like part of the foundation of that lifestyle. So there actually is a method. We're not just kind of like, I know I squirrel off sometimes, but there actually is a reason for it. And that's why we want to give you that foundation in all of the things so that when you are reading, you can focus on the reading and you're not focused on, oh, how do I handle this or that, or money and blah, blah. So we're trying to give you as many tools as you can. Absolutely. Really good one. So Ed's saying if you're freelancing, you're also going to have to be an accountant, negotiator, and banker all in one. It's so true. So since we should never work for free, thank you very much. So it really is that. So it does you, and that's like, that would be another topic that we do is kind of, boundaries or standing up for yourself or being able to set what you'll do and not do and tell a producer, no, I've already got 5 scripts I've got to get to you by tomorrow morning. I can't do another one, like whatever. That was an extreme example. You usually don't have that many, but I'm trying to make a point that you will be setting your own boundaries. You will be setting your relationships with people. So, well, I'm so sorry that, oh my God, I clicked somewhere and ended in Facebook outer space. Well, I'm glad you're back. So I hope that makes sense. I'm not sure who asked that because it said Facebook user. Sorry about that. But that's what it has to do with gatekeepers. And I hope that makes sense. And it's not just some random offshoot. We really feel that the more that you have this kind of foundation, the more projects you'll get, the better you will be able to deal with big personalities and big dollars. When you're working in the film industry, we're talking millions of dollars. And if you're not comfortable looking at your bank account and you're not comfortable knowing how much money you're making, you're going to have a really hard time invoicing for that money to get paid. You're going to have a hard time in a meeting and they are talking about millions of dollars. We want to make it so that you're not the guy in the room going like, what? Millions? What? We want to make sure that you're like, yeah, cool, whatever. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, so Joy's saying it's a link in the description page that will take you to a permission page, and then it will take you back in StreamYard. So we're almost done. So next week, we'll figure that out. So yeah, so join us on Saturday. I can see you now. Look at that. See, there you are. Yay, good job. And now I'm going to click away from you to put the link back up. So there you have it. We'll be doing that on Saturday and then back to our regularly scheduled programming, talking about reading, writing, all of that. So if you guys have any questions, if you have any topics you would like to see us do, feel free to put it in the chat and I will see you on Saturday. Joy, can you put that in the chat one more time so it's at the bottom of the scroll? And then and once you do it, you don't have to do it again. Typically, every once in a while you do. So invited me to Benjamin? I didn't get it. So yeah, so we'll see you on Saturday and we will be back next week. Keep an eye out because I'm traveling. I'm not sure what my travel schedules are on the daily. So we might be moving some times around over the next week, but I will keep you posted. We will post about it and we will see you Saturday, 2 o'clock Pacific time not in the Facebook group. Pretend I didn't say that. Saturday, 2 o'clock, register at the link there. HollywoodGatekeepers.net/mastering your money and check out that 2 o'clock Pacific. And we'll probably go for a couple of hours and you can pop in and out too. Like it's pretty casual. It's all good. So we just want to help as much as we can. So we will see you on Saturday and that's all she wrote. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And we will see you Saturday. I can't wait. Bye. Yay.